better you become at influencing as a PM, the more successful you will be. I once had this manager, let's call him Rob. He was a member of the leadership team and a key stakeholder for my project. And he always had objections to what the project team was doing and seemed to love the sound of his own voice in every meeting. You might have come across Rob too. The problem I had was the following. Rob's behavior meant people in the project team were not very motivated to work on the project as he didn't show much interest in it. This led to slow progress and missed deadlines. Whenever we had a discussion in a meeting, his behavior prevented others from coming up with suggestions and potential solutions to problems. I sat down to analyze the situation and think about what I could do to improve the situation. I looked at my stakeholder rating, and Rob was in the upper left quadrant as he had a lot of power over the project, but not too much interest in getting it done. This rating hadn't changed over time. I concluded the following. Rob does not seem to be fully aligned with our project objectives. Rob takes up too much time in our meetings, meaning other people don't get to speak and voice their opinions, leading to potentially skewed decision making. These are the questions I asked myself. Since Rob does not seem to have much interest in our objectives, is he actually the right stakeholder, or should we bring in a different manager who would be more invested? If that is not possible, how could I get this manager to be 100% aligned with our goals? What could I do to the meeting structure and communication outside of meetings to improve the discussion and give others more of a chance to have their say? This is what I did to start addressing the low interest. It turns out replacing the stakeholder with another manager was not an option. I knew Anna, who worked for Rob. I spoke to Anna to understand Rob's department goals and exactly what they needed to achieve this year. Then I looked at the project objectives and thought about how they would tie into his department's objectives. I also spoke to Ali in our legal department to check about timelines for the regulatory compliance this project was part of fulfilling. Based on the above, I booked a meeting with Rob where I took him through how this project would help his department to fulfill one of his goals for the year. I also brought up the legal requirements, which would have to be fulfilled at some point during the year. The outcome was really positive. Rob had not fully realized the importance of completing the project for him to get his bonus effectively. Next, I had to do something about the communication. And before I tell you what I did, I just want to say there are quite a few different advice here on how to manage someone who tries to always dominate meetings. But I find some of those proposals quite difficult to implement because they are above you in the hierarchy and it can easily be dismissed. For example, to time everyone and give everyone equal time in the meeting. Anyway, I went a different way. So I decided to move more of the meeting discussions online, making it easier for others to respond with their suggestions. So then when we had a meeting, I already had a list of options to present rather than just going with what Rob proposed. This improved our decision making as we had more good suggestions to pick from. All in all, the situation improved significantly and the project could be completed. Do you have an example of when you have managed to address a difficult stakeholder situation? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.